Hi, so this is the second video as a part of a two-video series showing you how to ship your items to Amazon FBA. Now, in the first video, I showed how to ship your items to FBA if you were going to use the Amazon approved courier, which is UPS. And generally, you use that if you're going to be shipping just a few boxes. But I'm moving now on to the next stages of that, which particularly if you don't want to use Amazon UPS approved courier because perhaps you're shipping too many boxes for UPS, or you actually want to ship a pallet or pallets as well. So I'm going to show you the next stages of that as we've been walking through with this same account that we've been using originally as well. So in Seller Central, if you want to click to shipments, basically anytime you work through a shipment, it will show you. So inventory, shipment to the side here. And again, you can kind of bookmark this at the top here. You'll see it comes up at the top here. So in shipments, anytime you're working through a shipment or the shipping queue that it's called, if you click shipments here, it always ends up saving itself as it's half completed in shipments in here. So in here, we have a half completed shipment. So if we go through to here, this is a continuation of what we looked at earlier in the previous video, how to ship your items to Amazon FBA part 1. So this is part 2. And if we go into here, so go into work on shipment. Now, this is a continuation of the shipment that we started earlier, so I'm going to show you some of these areas here. So there's always, it saves it in drop downs, as you can see here, and then it stages you from one stage to the next as you go through. So it's usually self-explanatory, but there are always issues and problems, which is why we're doing this video. So in the first section here, you can see we've added these items. We've put how many boxes we want and how many units there are. That's all explained in the first video, and then there's the packing details here in a little template that we've created, and that's all detailed in the first video. Also, we've added the address here as well, which was an issue in the first video because I don't think it allowed us to continue until we added the address. So the address has been added here as well. So generally what you'll find is there'll be certain boxes that we grade out as you try to work your way through this process. And there's always one thing that you need to do to get to the next level, basically. So generally, if there's an issue, find something that you can click, find something that you can enter, and then it will take you to the next stage. So all this info has been entered here, and you can see it's allowed us to go through to the next stage. As we go through to the next stage, what we've actually done, and this is the key bit that's different from earlier that you'll see as I walked through in the first video. Firstly, I said let's add a UPS as an Amazon approved courier. Well, you'll see next to that there's an option to add less than truckload, less than a full truckload, LTL. Now this basically is if you want to send lots and lots of boxes, more than it would be economically viable to send via UPS, because there is a certain point where it just becomes too expensive, or they just don't accept them because there's too many boxes. So in this section, you can see this is what happens if you click less than truckload LTL, which is something that you will have to program. Sorry, there's something that you will have to book in yourself again after you've done this. But less than truckload, this enables you to do pallets as well. Now, we've gone through here. We've gone through the options. We've added the shipment details, which should all be self-explanatory as you work through this. We put in the number of SKUs and the number of boxes and the weights. And what that's done is it's asking us if we wanted to add pallets. So there's another option you can click. We've gone past that now, but you'll see that option and it will say, do you want to add pallets? And it will estimate how many pallets you want to add. And it will estimate that based on its own Euro pallet size, weights, distributions, and the kind of stuff that the Amazon FBA, their own height restrictions, for example. You can't control that. They will tell you what it is that they want you to do. So based on the shipments that we've put in here, they've said, well, based on our restrictions, we know that's going to take 2 pallets. If you want to, it does say you can update that later. So as we go through to the next stages. And you'll see here, they've estimated that all of these items, so 2 SKUs, 175 boxes, they're saying, well, that's going to take 2 pallets. So we've put that here. And then the cost of that is £87 is what they say. So if we move down to the next stage, again, it's let us go through to the next stage. And this is the next stage here. It's saying what we need to do. And it generally walks you through bit by bit. So you can print your box labels. So look, if we click in here, it says print. If we open this up, it's actually going to show us the labels that we need to print out. And then we're going to need to add these labels. So these are for all of the boxes. So in this instance, it is a pallet. So each one of those boxes, I believe there was 175 boxes. We're going to need to stick one of these sticky labels on, print these out as sticky labels, stick one of these on each box. So there will be 175 of those. Just to be clear, as I mentioned in some of the earlier videos, you'll need 2 stickers on each box. This one is the FBA sticker. This is so that when it gets to the Amazon warehouse, Amazon can scan this barcode, and then they know that this shipment has been received, and it's put up against, it's linked to this shipment here. Then later on, you'll need a separate sticky label, a separate barcode that will go on there from your shipping carrier as well. So every box needs 2 labels on it. So if you print those out, stick those on the boxes, then we go to the next level, which it says continue to carrier and add pallet information. So we click down to there. We've got Amazon partnered carrier, which is going to cost £87. You can also walk through the next stages of non-Amazon carrier as well, which is generally something that you'll have to book yourself as well. But we're doing it through Amazon partnered carrier. We're going to add contact information because, as you can see, this is a good example of everything being grayed out, and it won't let you go to the next level or the next stage until you've added that information, because these, excuse me, these buttons are grayed out. So when something like this is grayed out, what it means is that you haven't added all the information. You just need to look for something that's clickable. So in this instance, you can see here it's asking to add contact information. So I'm going to go in and add that contact information here. So that's the name. We'll put the phone number in. In fact, I'm going to try and go and put the email address. In fact, I'll read you the phone number there. Then it's giving me save and close. So I'm going to save these details here. And then we've got the option now to select this. Now, this is basically for the courier company if they ever need to contact you. It's very unlikely that they will probably ever contact you. But again, it's one of those things that Amazon forces you to add. So hopefully now we've added that. We can see we've added the contact details. There's the info there. Now it's asking us for, it's still grayed out here. So it's asking us for the next options. So the next options are declared value. Not 100% sure on that. So that's put, just in this instance, we're going to put 1,000 because it doesn't really matter too much. So there's the box weights, ships. That's everything that you need. So once that's added in there, then we can now kind of change the details on here that we need to. We're just going to leave it like this, as Amazon has suggested, because there's a reason their algorithm would have added this and their system would have added this, probably because they have weight restrictions. So generally the best thing to do, or height restrictions actually. So generally the best thing to do is look at, try and go with what Amazon say, because that usually makes sense. Let's have a look. So we go to the next stages. See what it does. It doesn't change the price. So there you go. It doesn't change the price no matter what declared value you put in there. So we go to the next stages. We click confirm on that. It's allowing me to confirm this now. So click on here. It's got all the height restrictions and see what it says. Okay. So it's not allowing me through to the next one. And this is often the problem. So we'll see what it does. There was something that came up there. Let's have a look. So I agree to partner terms and conditions. Yep, there we go. So it has put it through. It did show up an error there. And this is part of the problem with Amazon, actually. Their back-end system is usually very, very buggy. So you've just got to fight your way through and just try and find whatever the issue is and just click stuff. Just click stuff really generally. I know it sounds crazy, but you've got to click stuff and keep going through it until you can kind of find what the issue is. So if we go down here, so we're through to the next stage, click on there, confirm carrier and pallet information. That's the information that we need. That's what they're expecting to receive. So it's 2 pallets, those weights, those sizes. Then if we click confirm carrier and pallet information, just waiting for it to process and see what happens here next. And there we go. We've got through to the next stage, print pallet labels. So let's have a look. So print pallet labels, there we go. There's the information that we need. It's got the shipment ID on there. It's got the addresses from print and pallet label and bill of landing. So print pallet labels. Status of the shipment is currently working. So that's print pallet labels and see what that's going to do. So that's taken me to the pallet labels. So we'll be able to kind of download those, print those out, and then stick them on the boxes. And as I said, you're going to need 2 boxes for those. 2 labels on each box, one for FBA and one for the courier. And if we go to the next step, so view tracking details on there. So I think we're kind of through now. So I think we have approached the end here. Let's click on view tracking details. It's not going to show us too much there, I don't think. So there we go. Details are your shipment or shipments are now complete, and that's it. So we're now through to the end. So now you can go back into the shipping queue at any point, and you'll be able to have a look and see how it's processing from there. There's going to be a lot more information, and as you work through this, when you're doing it yourself, it's always going to be different. So if you do get any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at mrprime.com.